have some new information tonight on the Americans caught in cartel crossfire. We first brought you this story last night right here on Prime. That cartel shooting left 7 people, mostly U.S. citizens, shot and injured, and took place in an area that the State Department has warned Americans should not travel to because of violent crime and kidnapping. NewsNation border correspondent Allie Bradley has been tracking this story for us. Allie, what are we learning?
Yeah, hi, Natasha. So these U.S. citizens were mostly collateral damage here in this incident. And what local media is now reporting is that members of the Cartel del Noreste, or CDN, were actually attacking this group with rifles and armored vehicles, or monsteros, when they went after this group thinking that they were a rival cartel, the Cartel de Golfo, or the Gulf Cartel. Now, that obviously wasn't the case, as they were mostly tourists, according to the information that we have received. Now, Congressman Henry Cuellar, who this is actually his district, where the border town of Roma is, where these individuals ended up by way of Mexican ambulance. And Representative Cuellar talked with our affiliate Border Report about the incident. He says 5 U.S. citizens were involved. 1 suffered minor injuries. 4 of the other injured Americans suffered gunshot wounds, lacerations, or other injuries, including a sprained ankle. Cuellar says the victims are receiving medical care at 2 different local facilities. Now, these U.S. citizens are from Dallas and Atlanta. That is what Mexican officials are saying right now. They include 2 minors, one of them just 14 years old, the other a baby just 19 months old. CBP officers were told by these victims here, quote, that their vehicle was struck by a truck near the Mexican city of Miguel Aleman, after which they received crossfire from a gun battle by unknown assailants. Now, Tamaulipas is one of those areas that you mentioned, Natasha, the State Department has put a no travel advisory out for, and it has gotten increasingly more violent down there with cartel activity when it comes to human and drug smuggling. That is a real problem. So I did ask Customs and Border Protection when these individuals were crossing into Mexico if they advised that they shouldn't. And CBP says no, because Americans have this freedom of movement across the border. And if they decided to disregard the State Department's recommendations, Natasha, that was on them. That was their prerogative.
Okay, Allie, I appreciate that. And meanwhile, you know, you've done a lot of reporting on how the cartels are getting stronger in Mexico and more brazen, and how they're operating within the U.S. as well. Is Texas taking any additional steps to stop these criminal organizations from coming into the U.S.?
Yeah, they are. And it's interesting because where these individuals were brought, that Starr County, and this is exactly where an island that's being affectionately called Cartel Island is located, in Starr County. It's Fronton Island. And up until a week ago, Texas DPS had no access to that island because they had questions about who owned that land. Well, the state commissioner conducted a survey. They did conclude that the state owns that land. So now Texas DPS is actually able to go out there and patrol these 170 acres that are out there on Fronton Island. Now look at these images. This is from Fronton Island. You'll remember these suspected cartel members carrying rifles, wearing body armor. The ammo that they had was capable of piercing body armor. Now Texas DPS Lieutenant Chris Oliveira says it's extremely important that they now have access to this land.
They have high-powered rifles, AK-47s, M4 rifles. These are dangerous operatives. These are Mexican drug cartels that are making their way across the river into the United States. That right there is a significant public safety and national security threat.
Okay, now the Texas Land Commissioner also gave Texas DPS access to 2 islands in the Eagle Pass area, Natasha. So they have expanded their capabilities of where they can police and patrol out there as of the last week that we just talked about.
Okay, Allie Bradley with that live report for us tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.